This is Backstage Sonoma, your all-access pass to the local music scene.
Coming to you from beautiful downtown Santa Rosa, this is the Backstage Sonoma podcast. And now, here's your host, Steve Roby.
Hey, welcome to the Backstage Sonoma podcast. I'm Steve Roby. When acoustic folk singer Joshua Radin debuted in 2004, he captivated fans with his soulful voice and heartfelt songwriting. With over 1 billion streams and a gold-certified single, I'd Rather Be With You, his songs have become favorites on soundtracks and stages, even landing him on shows like Ellen and The Today Show. His catalog spans 9 albums, including the fan-loved Simple Times and Here, Right Now. With each release, Joshua deepens his connection with audiences worldwide. In our upcoming interview, Radin shares insights into his anticipated 2025 album, One Day Home. It's his first independent release since 2017. We'll also discuss the creative process behind its double LP format, featuring both studio and piano vocal versions, and dive into his current tour with Nashville musician Ron Pope, with a stop at the Sweetwater Music Hall in Mill Valley. Our show begins with I'd Rather Be With You. Here's Joshua Radin.
Sitting here on this lonely dock, watch the rain play on the ocean top. All the things I feel I need to say, I can't explain in any other way. I need to be bold, need to jump in the cold water, need to grow older with a girl like you. Finally see you naturally, the one to make it so easy when you show me the truth. Yeah, I'd rather be with you. Say you want the same thing too. Now here's the sun, come to dry the rain, warm my shoulders and relieve my pain. You're the one thing that I'm missing here. With you beside me, I no longer fear. I need to be bold, need to jump in the cold water, need to grow older with a girl like you. Finally see you naturally, the one to make it so easy when you show me the truth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd rather be with you. Say you want the same thing too. I could have saved so much time for us, had I seen a way to get to where I am today. You waited on me for so long, so now listen to me say, I need to be bold, need to jump in the cold water, need to grow older with a girl like you. Finally see you naturally, the one to make it so easy when you show me the truth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd rather be with you. Say you want the same thing too. Say you feel the way I do.
That was Joshua Radin with a performance of I'd Rather Be With You. It's his debut single from his second studio album, and Joshua is my guest today. Joshua, it's nice to meet you. Welcome, and thanks for being here.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Great. Hey, we'll discuss your upcoming album in just a bit, but I'm thinking of giving our listeners some context, and a little bit about who you are is important to them. How would you describe your musical journey to someone who's just discovering your work?
Well, I didn't grow up playing any music at all. I was like singing in the shower. I wanted to be in visual art. I wanted to be a painter, and it's what I studied at Northwestern University. And then after graduating, I was a little kid's art teacher. And then I decided I wanted to be a screenwriter. I was living in New York City and writing comedies, and I sold a couple screenplays that they didn't get made. And I ended up getting so frustrated I bought a guitar and started teaching myself how to play as a meditative device. And then after about 6 months of that, I started learning a couple of Dylan songs. And then I was like, you know what? I'm a writer. I'm going to try writing my own songs. And so I wrote my first song. It was called Winter. And the demo of it, I recorded it in my friend's bedroom, not a real studio or anything, and sent it to Bill Lawrence and Zach Braff, who were doing a show called Scrubs. And a couple weeks later, they asked if they could use that demo of that song on the show. And I was floored. And then when it aired on the show a few weeks later, it shut down the NBC website for the whole network for so many people trying to figure out where to get that song or who it was by. And all of a sudden I was like, I realized that I had spent a majority of my life up until that point being creative and expressing myself just using different media and seeking out an audience. And this was the first time really an audience had ever come to me organically. And I just thought to myself, maybe I should give this a shot. And that was 20 years ago. And I've written and recorded 10 albums and toured the world, and all because of that one moment that sort of gave me the confidence to say to myself, why not give this a try?
So that was the moment that kind of allowed you to become a musician full-time. Was that it?
Well, I wouldn't say it was that it allowed me, but it gave me the confidence to keep writing songs and keep putting out music. And then the first album I put out was called We Were Here. I put it up on iTunes myself with no record deal or anything, and it went to the top of the charts because until that point, every song, all my first 10 songs I had written and recorded and released had all been used in different TV shows and commercials and movies like Grey's Anatomy and different stuff like that. And so by the time the album came out, I had already built up a nice little fan base. So
nice.
I would say that's the moment. I would say right around that time was when I felt like, okay, I can maybe make this a career.
That's great. So I want to get back into some of your music. We opened the show up with a song of yours, and I want to play another track. This is from your new double single. It's called I Believe I'm Falling. Can you tell us a bit about the story behind it?
Well, it's a song about unrequited love. That's a subject I know quite a bit about. And I wrote it for a woman who I've known for a long time, and we've been friends for a long time, and I was having romantic feelings. And right around that time, I read this quote by Willie Nelson, who I love, and he said, 99% of the world isn't with their first choice, and that's what makes the jukebox play. I thought long and hard about that quote, and especially as I was trying to woo a certain woman from another country, from far away. And so that's what that song's about.
I've been trying for years now. You've been running away, but I kept believing that somehow there might come a day you and you would tell me something new, that you're ready to love me too. And you'd say to me, I believe I'm falling. Oh, I believe I'm falling for you. I wanna take you away somewhere, a house by the sea, drink some wine, forget our cares. Sounds like heaven to me. Then you would tell me something new, that you're ready to love me too. And you'd say to me, I believe I'm falling. Oh, I believe I'm falling.
That's I Believe I'm Falling from Joshua Radin, and Joshua is my guest today here on Backstage Sonoma. Joshua, your upcoming album, One Day Home, will be your first independent release since 2017. How does it feel to have full creative control again?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I've always had full creative control, but when it's the other side of it, like how I want to release music, I don't have to ask anyone anymore. And that's so nice. Like, for instance, I'm not on tour right now. I'm playing in Salt Lake City tonight. So I'm sitting on my tour bus outside the venue talking to you. And this is a double album, One Day Home. It comes out Valentine's Day. So quite a few months away. And I just got the vinyls in. It's a 2-disc vinyl. And I'm selling them at the shows, and I'm going to start selling them online before the album is released digitally, which previous releases, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that. This is really nice. I'm trying to give the fans who come out to shows, and then when it's out on vinyl pretty soon for the holidays, anyone who wants to listen to vinyl, which I'm really trying to promote because I just think the album just sounds so much better on vinyl. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make more people listen to the album and the music the way I think it sounds the best.
That's great. Yeah, I love physical media too, like putting something in my hands and holding it and owning it and playing it when I want to.
I know, it's like I'm the same with books too. It's like I can't get a Kindle, or I can't read on a tablet or anything.
I can't either.
Audiobook or anything like that. I have to carry around a book and be able to underline things. And I love the physical.
And there's something about the way they smell too. But that's just me.
Oh, yeah. And the New York Times crossword puzzle, I tried once to do it on my phone. It was like, no, I gotta get ink on my hands.
Yeah. Well, let's preserve physical media.
I would love that. It doesn't seem like it's a trend going forward, but we're holding on.
Yeah.
As best we can.
Got to. So let's talk some more about the double LP format, which I applaud you on, sir.
Thank you.
With one side featuring studio versions and the other piano vocal versions. What made you decide to explore this approach?
Well, I've had over like 200 of my songs placed in movies, TV shows, commercials, and I get a lot of music supervisors these days, in the last few years at least, asking me, do you have another version of the studio full band version of the song? Maybe just piano and vocal. And I thought, well, why not just preempt it? And so there's 13 songs that I wrote for this album. And so that's the first disc, side A and B. And then the second disc of the vinyl are those same 13 songs, but just my vocals and piano. So it's a different feel, obviously, but you get 2 for 1.
Sit down and do some serious listening with this release, huh?
Yeah, I've never released an album with 26 tracks on it.
Well, that's great. So looking ahead, what are you most excited for your fans to experience with One Day Home? And how do you hope it resonates with them?
This is going to sound strange, but I hope people believe me when I say it. I've never actually, this is my 10th album, like I said, and I've never once said to anyone when I'm finishing an album that I think this is the most me I've ever been musically. And that's why this is my favorite album. I've never said that in any interview. People can check. But I really just gave it a lot of thought. And this is the first album. I've never had any song on this album that I'm trying to sound like something that I don't believe I actually am, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it sure does. Well, let's play some more of your music. You recently released the single, Let Me Be Right. What inspired this song? And what do you hope listeners to take away from it?
Well, this song was I initially called it Let Me Be Right, finally, because I have 3 ex-girlfriends, 3 monogamous long-term relationships that I've had in my past, and with 3 incredible, very different women. And I learned so much, but I jokingly will tell people, yeah, I'm a 3-time loser in love because none of them worked out. But I got a lot of material out of it, though. That's okay.
That's the payoff.
This song I wrote upon meeting someone, and we were discussing the fact that I had 3 exes, and she was wondering why each one of them didn't work out. And so I wrote her this song, which I was just hoping that I was actually going to be right this time about someone.
If you're just joining us, this is Backstage Sonoma. We're talking with musician Joshua Radin. The song is called Let Me Be Right. Let's take a listen. It's Joshua Radin here on Backstage Sonoma.
and on, for this moment's gone. Been wanting to stay, never could find the right way. Everyone knows that I've been around, always been lost, more than found. It's starting to show, let me be right, I won't let you be wrong. I'll put the weight of your world in every song. Just let me be right, don't let me be wrong. I've been so lost till you came along. Let me be right, let this go on and on, for this moment's gone. I know you're hesitating, but I keep on waiting. If you let me be right, I won't let you be wrong. And I'll put the weight of your world in every song. Just let me be right, don't let me be wrong. I've been so lost till you came along. Let me be right, let this go on and on, for this moment's gone. Just let me be right, let this go on and on, for this moment's gone.
That's Joshua Radin with Let Me Be Right, which is available now. Joshua is my guest today, and I'm Steve Roby. Joshua, you're currently on tour with Nashville musician Ron Pope. What's it like being on the road together, and how does his energy complement yours during performances?
Well, I mean, he plays for a while, and then I get up and play for a while, but it's just two guys with a lot of feelings. And it's a pretty sensitive audience we're garnering on this tour, even though we've only played 2 shows on this tour thus far.
Okay.
It's a lot of people who like that kind of music that you hear in coffee shops. I had only met Ron for about 5 minutes before this tour, but I knew of his music beforehand and just thought we might have a similar kind of fan base, so let's join up. And it's been really nice so far. He's a really good guy.
Well, with only 2 shows, do you have any fun stories you can share?
Not yet.
Not yet. Stay tuned.
Very early days.
Okay. You're playing the Sweetwater Music Hall in Mill Valley very soon. Are there any special plans or surprises for that show?
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise if I said anything now.
You'd have to listen to this podcast, though.
I've only played at that place once. It's quite a few years ago, and I had the best time. So I'm really excited to get back. It's such a beautiful area, beautiful region. And I can picture it in my mind that it was probably over 10 years ago, I think. So yeah, everyone that worked there was really kind.
Yeah.
And so I'm just looking forward to getting back and walking around. Hopefully the weather's nice because I love walking around that area.
It's been beautiful if you like 75-degree weather.
I'll be fine with it.
Okay. And plus, and make sure they take care of you in the green room. I've heard stories of musicians who played there, and they rave about the tacos. They do something special.
Is that right?
Yeah, so check out the tacos.
All right. Well, I have no problem checking out tacos.
Okay. And let me remind our listeners, Joshua Radin and Ron Pope will perform at the Sweetwater Music Hall in Mill Valley on Tuesday, November 12th. Doors open at 7 p.m. and showtime is 8 p.m. Tickets can be purchased right now at sweetwatermusichall.com. Also, stop by Joshua Radin's website, joshuaradin.com, for his music and tour schedule. Joshua, it was a pleasure speaking with you today. Good luck with the rest of your tour and the new album.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
That was Joshua Radin. Backstage Sonoma will be right back.
Would you like to be a guest on Backstage Sonoma? It's easy. Drop the host an email at backstagesonoma@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to the show.
Thanks for listening to the Backstage Sonoma podcast. Join us next time for more great interviews and music from local and touring musicians. You can find us on the web at backstagesonoma.com.